kind of kicked around LA for years, just kind of playing in different bands and always with friends. And sort of what happened with Failure was, of course, I was a huge fan. Kelly, the drummer, and I had played just randomly with early like '90s with Martijn Lenoble, who plays in Dave Gahan's band. He was in Porno for Pyros. So when you get around that much and you start playing with people like that, connections are made. So Kelly was, the Failure were a trio, and they were looking for another guitar player, and I was totally into doing it. But so that's kind of where everything kind of started for me. And our sound guy in Failure is the same guy as the sound guy for Caius and Queens of the Stone Age, Hutch. So there's all these sort of like really incestuous musical relationships. Same with Queens, Actually, Josh called me on April Fool's Day. So I was like, yeah, right, this is going to happen. And the decision really came down to, if I want to put all my energy into one project, it made more sense for me, not just because of the music, just for my ability to contribute more, to be with Queens. Because the first time we played, it was kind of meant to be. Especially with our new record, like Clockwork, there's nothing more gratifying than the process that it took to get that music done. And now here we are a year later where it's still fun and fresh. And it's a lot funner than the process that it was to make that record, because it was not easy. So it was kind of interesting to be more of like a, introverted and sort of vulnerable. But I think that comes across, which is the whole reason you play music. When you find that you're in a dark place and you don't know what's going to happen, that's what you come out with. But in the sense of like searching for your way out, looking for the light, yeah. Sometimes gear does play a part of it, It's the perfect marriage of like function and fashion. So really, to be honest, I only really added one functional thing. The switch up here, which is usually the little tiny plastic guy. And I use this circuitry all the time. So sometimes I'll use it for a kill switch, or sometimes I'll use the bass pickup, and I'm using everything on the guitar all the time. The other difference fashion wise, color, which in this light looks black right here, but in certain lights it's oxblood. And then the aesthetic of the block inlays and the binding, but also the matching headstock. In Queens, now that we have 3 guitar players, it's like you got to find your spot. And so my thing is sort of angular and cutting, but also ambient. So I get sort of the surf guitar kind of 50s sound out of it, At the moment, for the last 6-7 years, I've been using these Vox AC30s. The 57 anniversary, and then there's the hand-wired ones, with the hot switch, which I don't use. I set them really, really simply at like almost a flat 11 o'clock all the way across. I just use gain structures in different guitars for the tones that I need, So it's pretty versatile. I'm always switching stuff out, the one pedal that I've had on my pedal board since it came out is a whammy pedal. We use them now a bunch. So I could, I could probably say I need to have that with me most of the time. I don't like glass cases and preciousness like that. I like to use stuff that works, and especially on the road, I need stuff that won't break down.